All right. Shit. Good morning, humans. Good morning. Hey, good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Todd Smith Studios broadcasting live. Todd Smith Studios. I'm all up in this bitch. I'm up in the heezy for sheezy. I'm up in the heezy for sheezier this morning. Man, I want to talk about something this morning. Make this quick, half an hour. Just give me a half an hour of your time, people. Promise you it'll be worth it. People, there's nothing more aggravating than a person that speaks on an issue and don't see the full picture. Don't see the full picture. If you're thirsty, you're going to look at this as something to drink. But if I wanted something to drink, I would have just got some water. I wouldn't have gotten nothing that had antioxidants in it. So the big picture is this isn't just something to drink. It's full of antioxidants. Because I'm always going for the health side of things, the big picture. I need y'all to follow me. What's going on, Jay? I see you, man. I see you, man. Feels good to be in Todd Smith Studios. I swear to God, when I'm in Todd Smith Studios, the energy, I'm going to try to use a big word. Now, when I use this big word, it may not mean shit. But I like to use big words. Actually, I don't use big words. Anybody that knows me knows I'm not a big word personer. But I'm going to use a big word. When I'm in Todd Smith Studios, I feel coagulated. I feel so coagulated. That's how I feel this morning. I feel so damn coagulated. Now, you can go Google that word. It don't mean shit. I just told you that. But I want to talk about Mark Zuckerberg this morning. I want to talk about this man. Now, I want to be clear about something because a lot of people, especially the ignorant ones, which is a whole bunch of them. A lot of people don't understand when you're talking about somebody, you don't necessarily like them. You're trying to get them to understand a certain point or perspective about what's going on. And what I am is I'm a master at dropping facts. I'm a master at telling you things. No, you're looking at it the wrong way. So check this out. So good morning, humans. Appreciate those thumbs up for all those that are here. Don't with me. Give me my thumbs up. My thumbs up is your fee. Sharing my video is your damn fee. People in history, the government has had a way of wanting to keep you, the citizen, weaker than the government, so the government can feel more superior. Therefore, the government have a reason to govern you. If you want an example of this, the biggest example of this that I can give you is this. As a person that understands and went to school to learn a little law, I seen why the law went into place that where if your kid didn't go to school, the parent got in trouble. Let me slide that. Get the whole logo in there. Let me move my firearm a little bit over. But I want to say that again. As a person that went to school for a little law, I understand why parents got in trouble when their kids didn't go to school. A parent can drive their kid to school, take them out the car, walk them up into the school, open the school door, push them in the door, have it on record, and drive off to go to work. And then that parent can turn around and get a letter in the mail 2 weeks later saying, you got to come to court because on Thursday, your kid didn't come to school. And the parent said, I got a video. We don't care. And then don't allow you to discipline your child. But why? The government wants to increase the dragnet on crime. When they increase the dragnet on crime, the individual that was a law-abiding citizen all their life will then find themselves in a situation, even though it wasn't their doing. So now the government got and had a lot of parents never went to jail, never did anything wrong, never was a law-abiding citizen their whole life. But now they're sitting in court saying, you're looking at 2 years in prison because your kid didn't go to school. And they're like, how do you make sense of this? It doesn't make sense. But they want to get you in a dragnet. I need y'all to follow me. So the government made the law Real easy to break, even when you didn't know you was breaking it. All right. Another case in point, there was a town that had cameras at the stop sign. But people then stopped running the stop sign. They stopped making money. So what did they do? They took the stop sign down. So you can run it and they be hiding in the cut like, oh, no, I seen you. Money. A lot of people don't like Mark Zuckerberg. A lot of people don't like him. I don't know anything about the dude. I don't know anything about him. I heard many years ago he brought all the houses on his block and tore them down. I heard something about that. I don't know anything about Mark Zuckerberg. So how is it that I'm talking about him here today on November the 4th, 2021? I'm talking about Mark Zuckerberg because I know why the government, and I know why now he's the enemy to the government. And the reason why Mark Zuckerberg is the government's enemy is because he gave you a voice. People, I'm going to tell you something about the 60s. In the 60s, only the rich had black and white TVs. In the 60s, if there was a boxing match on Saturday night, very few people watched it. Somebody had closed circuit TV, they went and watched it. The rest of us got to read about it in the paper, right? So if there was a fight in Las Vegas, Nevada, people in Wilson, North Carolina, and I'm using Wilson, North Carolina for an example because it's like more desolate than New York City. They had to read about it, or that one bar that's in town that got closed circuit TV. By the time the 80s came, we had cable TV. It was in its infancy to America, and not a lot of people had cable TV. So I remember watching Eddie Murphy Delirious. We got HBO back in the 80s, and I remember watching Eddie Murphy's Delirious and saying, wow, this is crazy. I watched Eddie Murphy on cable. That was the 80s. What's going on, Frog? I'm sorry. What's going on, brother? Now we're in the 2021. If something happens in Las Vegas, Nevada at 3 o'clock, you'll know about it at 3:01. That's not good. You see, what happens is the government needs you to be kept in limbo. So there don't be an uprise. So you don't have all the facts, so you may be on pause about it. But when the cop pulls out his firearm and shoots somebody in the back, and you can actually see via Facebook Live somebody being shot in the back, now there's an uprise. The government does not like that. The government does not like that. Because they don't like that, they need to destroy the platform that gave you that ability. They need to destroy the platform that gave you that ability. We can say, what's going on, Greg? We can say what we want about Mark Zuckerberg. I'm not talking about that. I'm just helping you guys understand this morning why all of a sudden he's now the enemy. He's now the enemy. Out of the blue, Facebook been around for the longest. Facebook been canceling out individuals. Facebook stopped Donald Trump from, it was cool. When he did that, Twitter and all that canceled Donald Trump's platform, yay, hooray for all these platforms. The government was like, yeah, get them the freak out of here. It was cool. But now there's a flip side to all this. The government has an agenda. You ever ask yourself, how come today, on the 4th of November, 2021, How come Dr. Fuji is the only doctor we're listening to about COVID? How come Dr. Fuji's word is law? People, I'm 52 years old. What I've been told all my life is seek a second opinion. I was told that all my life. I was told that when a doctor tells you something, seek a second opinion. But now our government is saying that Dr. Fuji one is enough. No. One is good. What happened to all those doctors that said, I'm not shooting this stuff in nobody's arm? It's a bunch of bull crap. What happened? They got their license pulled. How come these individuals aren't allowed to be heard? That is the reason why Mark Zuckerberg is America's enemy. He gave you a platform. They want to make sure this guy cannot tell you whatever it is you need to know. They don't want Facebook Live to be able to stream something at 3:01 and the world knows about it at 3:02. Facebook platform is the new enemy. If you want an example of this, a parallel perspective of this, Area 51, that place that was well known back in the 60s or 50s, had a UFO crash. Everybody that was there was sworn to secrecy. They didn't want you to know. They don't want you to know. Why don't the government, you know why the government don't want you to believe in UFOs? The government don't want you to believe in UFOs simply because UFOs is a higher power. The government wants you to believe that what they say is the highest power. The government don't want you to look out your window and see an aircraft that came 50 light years away, and now you're looking at them like, I don't give a hell what you saying. I'm listening to Zavadaza and his boys, because Zavadaza and his boys make a kick-ass aircraft, and it ain't like that space shuttle that keeps going up in the air, getting blown the hell up. And remember Apollo 15, Apollo 13, Apollo 11. Let's go with Apollo 11. Apollo 11, cats them blew up in the right there on the hangar and all that. These motherfuckers got it right, and they've been doing it for some time. Zababada and his boys, they telling me, no, they built the pyramids. Zababada and his boys, no, I'm not trying to hear that. No, I'm not trying to hear that. I'll tell you what, you can tell me I need a passport to go from Guatemala to Venezuela, but Zababada and his boys said I can come and chill with him and go to other planets, and I don't need a passport. Sounds crazy, right? But that's what it gets down to. You got to understand the narrative and the perspective. It's the reason why Mark Zuckerberg, like I said, hate the guy, love the guy. The guy gave you a voice. He gave you a voice. You can say, no, he didn't. XYZ, I hate him. You can say, yeah, Facebook canceled my account. Yeah, I got all that. Got all that. Yep. You right. You right. Yeah, I know. Very well said. Frog said the CIA releases confidential information every couple of decades on their website. Every couple of decades. So that meant, see what I'm talking about? Time lapse. Time lapse. It happens in the 50s, and they'll release it until the 90s. Facebook ain't going to release nothing to you and by decades. Facebook says if it happened at 3 o'clock, you'll know about it at 3:01. That's not good. That's not good. That's not. I know you like, well, what's wrong with that? The government don't want you in the know. They don't. They don't. You ever hear the term, you want to hide something from a nigga, put it in a book? They don't want you in the know. Education is crucial. One of the things that I realized, oh yeah, very well said, Jay. Jay said, remember how the government treated Edward Snowden? Edward Snowden. Was it Edward or Eric? Was it Edward or Eric? But I remember the Snowden thing. The guy jumped over to another country, told everybody that the government was reading your emails and all that. I remember that. Yeah, they don't want you to know that. But there's a movie, and the movie is called Enemy of the State with Will Smith, and he was saying a little bit stuff. He says there's no sound. There's no sound. Do you have it on mute? No, I don't. I'm not connected to any Bluetooths. I don't know why there's no sound. I don't have connected to any Bluetooths or anything, but I don't know. But there is a narrative and there is a perspective about what your government and how they want you to be. And Mark Zuckerberg, no. They're like, no, bruh. You can't educate the people like this. We don't need instant education, bruh. What the are you doing? So if you understand that, you'll understand why Mark Zuckerberg is the newest enemy. Like the dude, I hate him. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying it. I'm not saying love the dude. I know there's a lot of but I got that. People, I'm gonna tell you something and then I'm gonna get out of here. I gotta head on over to Virginia Beach. I'll tell you something. I'm gonna tell you something. If education only came in the classroom, we'd all be dumb. The narrative to that is this. If education came in the classroom, we'd all be dumb. That means that we would all have to continue to stay in school for the rest of our lives. Anything or anyone can be your teacher. Anything or anyone could teach you something. I walk around here and I look at roaches. And to me, a roach will act like it's dead. And then the second you leave, it'll start kicking its feet. But they do that for survival. This is why you often hear me say to women in the community where I'm from, dumber than cockroaches, roaches are smarter than them. Because a roach will do what it has to do for survival. Will lay there and play dead. A roach will sit there and say, you know what? This mug may step on me right here and now, but I know that if he see me moving, I will get stepped on. A roach knows that. But then you got a chick with a fat ass will give you 21 million reasons as to how a booty out nigga laid some nut juice in her pussy. How did that booty out nigga nut juice get up in your pussy? How did that booty out nigga with 5 kids by 5 different women, just got out of jail, no job, busted up license, how in the hell did that nigga's nut juice, how did that, give me a second. Give me a second. Give me a second. How did that burnt out bastard's ball juice get up in your pussy? How? You know why? I'm talking about the women where I'm from now, because they're fucking dumb. I thought of a book title today, and the book title that I thought of when I was driving here this morning is Panhandlers Don't Get No Pussy. And a booty out nigga, a bum, a person, a male that don't got a job is the same thing. But for some reasons, in the community where I'm from Newark, New Jersey. The community where I'm from, they constantly having babies. They're having babies because some idiot lowers the standards of getting the pussy. And that's where we're at. People, I got to bounce, man. I'll be back later. Don't be a hater. I'll see you guys later, man. Have a good one. Later, y'all.